children, welcome to our next session. How are things going? Hope things are going good. Are you taking healthy diet? Nowadays we are getting more fruits in our market, children. Eat more fruits in your regular diet. They help in boosting your immunity. Before going into class, let me remind you some important points in our previous class. What are the physical features of the earth? Land features and water bodies together called as physical features of the earth. Land features can be divided under 6 divisions, children. We can see land features. The northern mountains, the northern plains, the Thar desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains and the islands. These are 6 divisions, children. Everyone, open your social textbook, page number 11. Look at the table. Physical divisions. Physical divisions. We have northern mountains and peninsular plateau. These two are here. We are going to discuss about these two topics in this lesson. Remaining landforms we will discuss in lesson number 3. Is that clear, children? The northern region of India is mountain region, children. The northern region of India is mountain region. Do you know name of these mountains? Yes, the Himalayas, the natural boundary of India. Yes, the Himalayas stretch from Jammu and Kashmir in the northwest direction to Arunachal Pradesh in the northeast direction. About 2,400 kilometers, children. About 2,400 kilometers. They stretch from Jammu and Kashmir in the northwest direction to Arunachal Pradesh in the northeast direction. Is that clear, children? Remember this point. And they cover many states like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayas lie between India and China, children. They act like a natural wall, natural boundary, children, between India and China. The Himalayas are very much wider in Jammu and Kashmir and narrower towards Arunachal Pradesh. You can see on the map, children. Very much wider in Jammu and Kashmir and narrower towards Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayan range is largest range in the world, children. Himalayan range is largest range in the world. Now, we will see 7 sister states which are located in northeast direction, children. These are called 7 sister states because these all states are interdepending on each other. They are Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya and Manipur. These are the 7 states, children, which are located in northeast direction. This question is very important, children. Remember it. 7 sister states because these states are interdepending on each other. And the Himalayan range divided into 3 rows of Himalayas, children. Himalayan range divided into 3 rows of Himalayas. Here 1, 2, 3 numbers also there, children. The first one, the Greater Himalayas, also called as Himadri. The second one, Middle Himalayas, also called as Himachal. Third one, Lower Himalayas, also called as Shivalik. These are the 3 rows of mountains, 3 rows of Himalayas. The Greater Himalayas are highest of the 3 rows of Himalayas, children. Greater Himalayas are the highest of the 3 rows of Himalayas. These Greater Himalayas covered with permanent snow, children. This is one important blank for you. Dash Himalayan range is covered with permanent snow. The Greater Himalayan range. The greater Himalayan range covered with permanent snow, children. Throughout the year it covers with snow. Is it clear, children? Are you understanding? Yes. Now we will see about what are the highest peaks in this mountain range. Here, children, the highest peak of the world, Mount Everest, is also located here, children. Mount Everest, about 8,848 meters, is located in this greater Himalayan region. Not only this, children, we have other highest peaks also. 9 out of 10 highest peaks are located here, children. 9 out of 10 highest important peaks are located in this region. Nanga Parbat, about 8,126 meters. Annapurna, about 8,078 meters. And Kanchenjunga, about 8,598 meters. All these important peaks are located in Himalayan range. That means Greater Himalayas. These are the important mountain peaks. Do you remember them, children? Yes. Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay. These people climbed Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world, in 1953. These are the first people, children. And she is Bachendri Pal. She was the first Indian woman mountaineer. She climbed Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world, in 1984. And she is Malavat Purna. She climbed Mount Everest, the highest peak of the world, in 2014 at the age of 13. The age of 13 itself, she climbed Mount Everest, children. And she became the youngest Indian and youngest girl in the world. You need to write about her, children. So remember these points and write about her. She is Malavat Purna. Yes. What is this? Glacier, children. A huge mass of ice is called glacier. What is a glacier? A huge mass of ice is called glacier. We have many glaciers, children, like Siachen Glacier, Gangotri Glacier and Yamunotri Glacier. The lower portion of the glaciers melt in the heat, leading to formation of different kinds of rivers. The lower portion of the glaciers melt in the heat, leading to formation of different kinds of rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra and Satluj. All these rivers originate from this Himalayan region. Originate in the sense, they start from here. They born here. Ganga river originates from Gangotri Glacier. Yamuna river originates from Yamunotri Glacier. Remember this point, children. Ganga river originates from Gangotri Glacier. Yamuna river originates from Yamunotri Glacier. All these rivers originate from Himalayan region. Yes. Middle Himalayas. Middle Himalayas, also called as Himachal. Middle Himalayas lie little lower than the Greater Himalayas, children. Middle Himalayas cover these many states, children. The first one, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and next one, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. All these states cover under this region. These are the important regions. This is known as scenic hill stations, children. This is also known as scenic hill stations because we can see many hill stations here. And Manali. Next one, Shimla, Dalhousie. This is Dalhousie, children. And Mussoorie. And next one is Srinagar. And the next one is Dharmashala. All these hill stations located here. There are many orchards in this region, children. Gagar and Ramghar are known as the fruit bowl of Kuman for the fruits. Different fruits and dry fruits grow here, such as peaches, pear, and apricot, plums, apples, next one walnut, and the last one is almond. The middle Himalayas are covered with thick vegetation of pine and deodar trees. Pine and deodar trees. These are tourist places, children. See how beautiful they are. If you like this, you can also visit this place. Yes. And we use this wood to make furniture, and we use pine tree seeds to make oil, children. Now we will see how people are growing tea plants in Assam. After arising in the morning, our body really wakes up only after our first cup of tea. India is second in the world in terms of tea production. First place is China. Tea comes from different parts of India. It mainly comes from the northeastern areas of Assam and Darjeeling. Tea is very easily available to all of us, but it is a tough task to produce and process it. In Assam, one can see huge tea estates and thousands of laborers busy plucking tea leaves spread all over the estate. Workers pluck tea leaves from early morning till the evening. The leaves are plucked by hand and women laborers are preferred for the task. That means only women laborers are working here. After plucking, the workers carry the basket full of leaves to the main junction where the leaves get weighed and are finally ready for the factory. Once the truck arrives in the factory, it is weighed again. Workers carry the bags filled with tea leaves for the next step, which is withering. The leaves are then cleaned and laid out to wither overnight. This process is very crucial, children, very difficult. The following day, the tea leaves are carried to the crushing segment with the help of hangers. You can see hangers here. In this section, the leaves are poured in a crusher. Then the leaves are torn and crushed, after which they take the shape of small particles. Once the tea gets smoothened, it is stored in a container for the next step. Later, these crushed, cleaned and rolled tea leaves are poured into containers. You can see containers here, where they are oxidized. After oxidization, the processed tea leaves are picked up by the hangers to reach the next segment. After oxidization, the processed tea leaves are picked up by the hangers to reach the next segment. This next step is called firing. What do we call, children? Firing. Here, the leaves are dried by heating them at a temperature of 270 degrees. After this final processing, the tea leaves are poured into buckets. You can see buckets here and weighed. Then the tea is poured on the conveyor belts, which carry it to a large 1-ton container where this processed tea is stored for dispatch later. So you can see how they are carrying. Finally, this processed tea is now packed in the tea packets and dispatched for markets worldwide. Children, I hope you all understood how do we get tea from tea plants, isn't it? Let's end our session today. Tomorrow we'll go with new topic. Thank you, children. See you tomorrow.